All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful and, honestly, mysterious visions in the entire Bible. We're in the book of Revelation, chapter 10, where the Apostle John sees this incredible, mighty angel come down from heaven. And this whole event, it really sets the stage for a dramatic new prophetic mission. So picture this. John is in exile on the island of Patmos, and he witnesses this unbelievable cosmic event. And listen, this is not just any angel. The description alone tells you everything. He's wearing a cloud, has a rainbow for a crown, his face shines like the sun, and his feet are like pillars of fire. We're talking about a being that radiates immense authority and divine glory. So the scene opens with this breathtaking figure descending from the heavens. But you have to know, this isn't just about the spectacle. Every single detail here is packed with symbolism, especially the very specific way the angel stands. Okay, so check this out. The angel plants his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land, and he's holding this little open book. Now, this posture, straddling both the sea and the earth, isn't just some cool, dramatic image. It's a powerful statement about the massive reach of the message he's carrying. This stance really represents the universal scope of John's mission. The message in that book isn't just for one group of people, it's meant for the entire world. And the symbolism of the time, the sea often represented the Gentiles, the non-Jewish nations, while the earth or land stood for the house of Israel. So this angel is literally standing over the whole of humanity. Just as the vision is unfolding, another layer of mystery gets introduced. The angel cries out, and a message is delivered, but it's one so secret that John himself is told he can't write it down. You see, the angel's voice is described as being like the roar of a lion. You can just feel the power in that. And in response, 7 thunders boom, each one uttering its own voice. It's clearly a divine communication, but it's one that was intended only for John's ears. So this part of the vision was a private revelation, just for John. We don't get to know what was said, but it might have been specific instructions for his upcoming mission. Intel that was sealed off from the rest of the world. And here's where it gets really personal and pretty cool. This detail creates this amazing connection. Remember, John had been given the nickname Son of Thunder by Christ himself. And now, here he is, receiving a direct, secret message through the voice of thunder. It's this powerful link between his own identity and this incredible divine experience. So the angel doesn't just stand there. He then does something incredibly dramatic. He lifts his hand to heaven and makes a solemn oath, a proclamation that completely raises the stakes of this entire vision. Swearing by the eternal Creator, the angel declares that there should be time no longer. A specific period of waiting is officially over. A divine countdown has hit 0, and a new phase of God's plan is about to kick off. So what does time no longer actually mean? Well, it doesn't mean time itself is ending. Think of it more like time is up. The period for delay is over. The wait is done. Whatever was prophesied to happen is now set in motion, and there are no more postponements. And this oath is tied directly to a future event that's coming up in the book of Revelation, the sounding of the 7th trumpet. That moment will be the trigger, the point when God's hidden plan, what's called the mystery of God, finally reaches its complete fulfillment. So what exactly was this mystery? Well, the source material suggests it was a few huge, dramatic shifts in history that weren't really understood at the time. We're talking about things like the impending fall of Jerusalem, the monumental shift of the gospel message from the Jewish people to the Gentiles, and the full revelation of what the Messiah's role truly was, things that had once been kind of veiled in uncertainty. And this brings us right to the heart of the chapter. The vision shifts from this huge cosmic proclamation to a deeply personal and symbolic act, where John is commanded to physically take in his divine mission. John is told to do something pretty startling. Take that little book from the angel's hand and eat it. The experience is immediate, and it has these 2 totally distinct and contrasting effects on him. This act just perfectly captures the 2-sided nature of being a prophet. The sweetness, that's the joy and the glory of receiving God's word. But the bitterness that comes after, that represents the pain of the message itself, which so often includes tough prophecies of judgment and hardship that are painful to deliver. And what's really fascinating is that this wasn't a completely unique event. Hundreds of years before John, the prophet Ezekiel had a nearly identical experience. He too ate a scroll that was sweet to the taste, but was filled with a message of lamentations and mourning and woe. It signified his own difficult commission to the people of Israel. So, what was the point of all this? The mighty angel, the sealed up thunders, the bittersweet book? It was all leading up to one final instruction for John. Ultimately, this whole vision served as John's commissioning ceremony. After he literally internalized the sweet and bitter nature of God's word, he's told his work isn't done. He has a new, expansive mission to go prophesy to a global audience, peoples, nations, tongues, and kings, after he's released from Patmos. And this leaves us with a really profound question, one that I think applies to all of us. What does it mean to embrace a purpose, a mission, that you feel is glorious and sweet, but that also comes with difficult, bitter consequences? It's a powerful thought about truth and duty and the complex reality of carrying out something you truly believe in.